And I was like, fuck, I don't want to be. I was in college, and I couldn't get out of it.
Yeah.
So anyway, you want to start it?
Yeah, man. I'm ready when you are.
All right. So before we start this podcast, I want to give out a big shout out to Sherbatov MMA and their new location. As you know, I've been training at Sherbatov MMA for, I don't know, a couple of years now, and we had this location here, like 5 minutes from here, and now they have a new location. Their new address is 2571 Chomedy in Laval. Brand new location. It's about 12,000 square feet. It's humongous. We got a new boxing gym, a boxing ring. We got a new stand-up area. It's amazing. The place is huge. New equipment, a new gym area. Anyway, shout out to them. They're my extended family. I spend a lot of my time there during the week. I train there pretty much every day of the week, if not, 4 to 5 times a week. And their new location since last week, I think they opened. So congrats to the Sherbatov brothers, Boris and Yanni. And hopefully, I'm confident that their new location is going to work out. That's amazing. So if you want to train MMA or anything, they offer boxing, Muay Thai, MMA, wrestling. Even if you just want to get into shape, check out their new location. That's 2571 Chomedy. In Laval. So if you live in the greater Montreal area and you want to get into shape, you want to learn some mixed martial arts, check them out. Sherbatov MMA. Check their website, sherbatovmma.com. You can also check their Facebook page, Sherbatov MMA. They have all the information. So that's it. That's the only shout out. I don't have any sponsors yet. So hopefully anybody listening out there, if you,
Give the man your money.
That's it. I'm not asking for money, but, yeah, I can give some nice shout-outs, but we're no sponsors. I'm just giving out shout-outs to my MMA gym because I spend a lot of time there, and like I said, they're like my extended family, and I love these guys, so hopefully everything will work out for them, and I'm confident it will. So that's it. So let's get into this.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So welcome to the Modern Maverick Podcast, number 2.5. Let's call it 2.5. I'm your host, the Modern Maverick himself, Stephane Paulin. And to my left, my co-host for the day, Jonathan Flynn, a.k.a. Do you have a nickname?
Me? No.
No?
You call me John. Flynn.
John Flynn?
John Flynn, Johnny Flynn.
Jay Flynn?
Jay Flynn.
Your brother is Jay Flynn, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both get it. I don't know. We kind of share
Jay
nicknames.
Flynn. So,
But I'm older, so I get to claim them all.
yeah, that's of course, man.
That's how it works.
Yeah. So that's it. This is the Modern Maverick Podcast. Check it out. Check us out on our website at the modernmaverick.net. That's modernmaverick.net. Also check me out on Twitter at Steph Paulin, STEPHPAULIN. And on Facebook, you can check me out on Facebook. You can also check out, I made a Modern Maverick Podcast page that I have no likes yet because I didn't show up to anybody, but check it out on Facebook. It's the Modern Maverick.
You got to start sharing it.
And we're going to start sharing.
Let it go viral.
After the website and everything is out. So by the time you see this video, that means the website will be up and everything will be going viral. And hopefully you share with your friends, your family, and then it'll just go and grow bigger and bigger. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the intro for the Modern Maverick. How you going? How you been?
I've been good.
Yeah.
I've been sweating off the pounds.
It's fucking hot as hell, isn't it?
It's insane, but I won't complain too much.
I went to the gym this morning, and it's
Air conditioned over there?
Well, I don't know, but I know it wasn't on.
It wasn't
Just
on.
say. I don't mind it. When I go train, I love to train in this weather. I'm in there. I'm on the mats for 30 seconds, and I'm already like drenched. I'm sweating right now, and we're sitting in my.
Yeah, the AC's been off for about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, we're feeling it.
Yeah. So I love this. I love the weather. I love the summer. I love looking outside and seeing the sun. But I fucking hate when you can't even be outside. Like, honestly, I went to the pool with my son earlier, and I was in the water, so it didn't really. But just being, I got out and I was in the sun for about, I don't know, all about 2 minutes, and already I was like, dude, you got to get out of the sun.
It's rough, as you can tell, people out there in video land, because we are being recorded. Not only an audio but video. I'm not a dark-skinned, tan kind of looking guy, so as you can tell, I haven't spent an enormous amount of time out in the sun.
Yeah.
When I do, it's usually to play golf. But, we have a cart, and you can spend a lot of time in the trees. If you're me, anyway, you're getting a lot of shade.
In the shade.
It's not too bad.
But I guess we can't complain about the weather because it's been pretty crappy so far.
A month ago, we were wondering where summer was, right?
It's retarded.
And now it's here and full of it.
I'm on vacation in 2.5 weeks for about 14 days, going back home. So hopefully I'll luck out and just keep this beautiful weather going. Yeah,
I'm into that.
So we haven't talked basically. It's been a few weeks.
A couple weeks. We haven't seen each other. Yeah.
Anything new happening in your life?
Spent a few weeks out in Quebec City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go there for work. If we were complaining that it wasn't feeling like summer here a few weeks ago, there, man, it felt like fall already. It was like
Are you serious?
Dropped down to like 5, 6, 7 degrees overnight. Nothing like being put in a hotel as a smoker where there's no smoking rooms whatsoever, and you're on the 5th floor, and the elevator's all the way on the other end. So, hey, at least I was getting a workout every time I needed a cigarette. But, so I spent a few weeks there. We'll be going back soon. I actually used to live there for a couple of years, so I'm kind of used to it. Missing all the festivals, though. Wu-Tang was there, actually, last...
Are you serious?
Last Friday. The Friday I was coming back.
Wu-Tang? Is it for a festival?
Yeah, the Festival d'été.
Was it the same
Quebec
thing
City.
that Bruno Mars was there?
Bruno Mars was there.
'Cause he was here on Friday.
I went up to see them. I went to see him and Ellie Goulding.
You went to see him?
I didn't. Pete did.
P did. You told me yesterday. I saw him yesterday. But my girlfriend went to see him here in Montreal
He was
on
in
Friday.
Montreal. Yeah.
She said it was the most amazing concert she's ever seen in her life.
Really?
She said that Bruno Mars his voice is exactly the same live than it is on record.
Oh, I
She said
believe
it was amazing.
I believe it. I've seen a few of his live videos, and wow, guy is impressive.
Yeah, he is talented.
Yeah.
I've seen obviously his music video, but I saw him on Saturday Night Live, and I was utterly impressed with it.
He did a good job. Yeah, he was funny. He was able to.
He was funny, and when
carry the show.
He had a few sketch where he actually did some singing. He did a few songs, and I was like, holy shit! Like, he can actually belt it out.
Oh yeah, I won't compare him. I won't say he's on the same level, but I do hear certain. It reminds me a bit of Michael Jackson. Those notes he can hit, and just the entire show he can put on. He can sing, he can dance, he can act, he can make you laugh. Apparently too, he's pretty talented. He's
an entertainer. Apparently, he entertains the crowd.
All around entertainer. True pop star.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang Quebec, and apparently the whole crew made it.
The whole crew in Quebec.
Yeah.
They keep bringing these.
They're bringing some interesting acts. They've been doing a pretty good job the last few years.
In Quebec. I mean,
which Guns N' Roses, minus the band, just Axl was there as well last night.
Where?
In Quebec City. They're getting all these acts, man.
What the fuck? Yeah, but it's Guns N' Roses.
Moving on up. It's
Axl
Axl Rose and I think Dizzy Reed on keyboard and the rest of the band.
So they do actually.
They just got two. That's it. The only two.
Sorry, I'm just sitting something.
But yeah.
I thought I remember seeing him on the. Remember when he did the closing act on MTV?
Oh man, that was horrible. It was horrible. He was fat. Didn't he have the braids then?
Yeah. He had the braids, and he's trying to do all the same moves he was doing back from the early '90s with his
swinging the hips, man. I used to dig Axl Rose. This is the Axl Rose, skinny. Wearing the hat, wearing those tight boxers, and looking ridiculous. But as an 11-year-old kid, I mean, he was the coolest thing in the world. My mother would say, "The man's dancing in his underwear." I said, "He's cool."
I remember the first time I discovered Guns N' Roses is because I fell in love with the movie Terminator 2.
Oh, yeah.
The song "You Could Be Mine."
Oh, absolutely.
I'm like, I got to go buy that tape. And I bought a tape. I bought that blue.
Use Your Illusion 2 on tape. I had it on cassette as well, my friend.
Cassette. And I played that "You Could Be Mine" over and over in my room, in my grandmother's house, and they would drive her insane.
Yeah, it was a perfect combination. Axl Rose, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Eddie Furlong on a dirt bike of all things. James Cameron's a genius. I mean, can you appeal to a 13-year-old kid any more than that?
Have you watched that movie lately?
Yeah, I usually watch it a couple of times a year.
It still makes sense as movie. Like if you watch all the movies, if you compare to all the movies that out of the, you
That's
watch
the best.
Terminator 2, it still like holds up.
I think it's still my favorite action movie of all time.
It's amazing. I remember
action,
seeing
sci-fi. Yeah, I mean, you could say it's both genres. I love it.
Was it 92?
91, 92, yeah.
It came. I remember seeing that movie and going, "That's my favorite movie ever." And they're making a fifth one. I don't know if you heard about this.
Yeah, I
They're
don't know if
making a
maybe
fifth
back,
one.
right?
Apparently, Arnold is going to be back in it, but they don't know yet about his role. Talking about Arnold, I saw a fucking preview of a Sylvester Stallone and Arnold movie.
Yeah, they're trying to break out of prison or something, right?
Fucking prison. Arnold is like close.
70.
Jesus.
Isn't he 70?
Christ.
I think.
Sylvester Stallone is
gotta look
by far is what, like 62 years old?
Oh, he's got to be older than that too. They're getting old. These guys. They're old timers.
But Sylvester Stallone is in fucking shape. You know,
yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, steroids help.
yeah, or
lot.
let's say HGH. All right, let's say
Whatever you want to call it.
Let's call it
TRT, HGH
But you know
cocktail
what? He's
/
in fucking
plastic surgery.
shape. I was watching. I love all the Rocky movies, even Rocky 5. I don't know why.
Rocky 5 was pretty good.
Rocky 5 was the
enjoyed it.
one with Tommy Gunn.
Yeah, I enjoyed the street fight at the end. Punch against the bus. Oh, crashing against the bus. Knockout. Yeah. Tommy's down.
I was watching Rocky Balboa, the last one he made when he was like 60 a few years back. It was on TV last
Yeah,
weekend.
that one. Yeah, Rocky Balboa. That was. I enjoyed it. Better
was
than
really
Rocky
good.
V.
Yeah, and your favorite Rocky movie?
The first one.
I love the first one because it's a classic.
Because it's the best one.
Yeah,
But,
it's the original.
personal favorite, it's got to be, Ivan Drago. I mean,
Yeah, Rocky 4.
everybody
Fuck
loves
that.
Ivan Drago and Rocky 4. Yeah. But the best one was the first one.
I think the music montage by itself in Rocky 4 when he runs up the mountain, just right that 4 minute.
Oh,
whatever
that's an
it
awesome
is,
song, yeah.
that makes the movie. Fuck the rest of the movie where he fights a giant. I mean,
Yeah.
Dolph
Well, how about those
Lundgren
montages in Rocky 2 where he's racing alongside Apollo Creed in their short shorts?
is in the three. That's in the third.
Is that the third one?
when they're running on the beach?
Yeah,
I
that's the
forgot about that.
the third
When
one.
he- when
When
he-
he fights my Mr. T
When the old guy dies.
and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but back to Arnold. Yeah, man, the guy is now he's not in politics anymore. He starts acting again, and he's like
65, by the way, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
so a few years older. But he looked in the movie I saw in that preview.
He looks
There are only
100.
a couple years difference between him and Stallone, but he looks way older than Stallone.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he's had nearly as much plastic surgery as Stallone has. He's gotten the facelifts. I think at this point his eyebrows are tattooed on.
It's fucked up. Huh?
He looks weird. He's starting to look weird.
Apparently, this is I might be the only talking about my ass, but remember the movie Cliffhanger?
Yes.
He was apparently doing a lot of his stunts in the Cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah?
This is what, like 90... Cliffhanger was 90-something. And apparently back then he was so buffed, like muscle-wise.
67. Stallone's older.
Are you fucking with me? No way. Yeah, he's definitely got some plastic. I can see a
Yeah.
picture right there.
Oh, yeah, with the shades. He's rocking the
He's
shades.
starting to...
Look at that.
Yeah, but...
He's starting to look like Frank Stallone back in the early 80s.
Jesus Christ.
Whatever happened to Frank Stallone?
Apparently he had so much muscle on his arms that it became a problem with his circulation.
Couldn't fit
in
into
his
suits
arm.
anymore.
In his arms, like he had to
rip 'em
like
like the
lose
Hulk.
muscle weight. I don't know if I remember either it was just bullshit, but I remember reading somewhere.
And he's a really short guy, too.
He's not a tall guy.
I think he's like 4'7".
No, really? No.
Yeah, he's
he is.
5'8", maybe.
Jesus.
5'7", 5'8".
He's no Tom Cruise, but
No. He's 4'7".
like 5'2", like a hobbit.
He's a hobbit.
Like a fucking
Minus the
hobbit.
big feet.
But you know what's the worst about all that? I'll tune in and watch a Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. This is the first time they acted him, except for
Well, they did the Expendables 1. He had the little cameo. Expendables 2, Arnold was there for a bit more.
Apparently, he's going to be in the third one too.
Yeah, they're going to keep making those.
Horrible movies.
Horrible, but
let's
they're
face
fun.
it. But they bring in the cash. People go see the action movie.
I watched Expendables 2. I made both my parents watch that movie
Jean-Claude
with
Van
me.
Damme loses his head.
Jean Villain. He was good. He was good as a villain.
Why is
What's
that
he
guy
been
not
wasting his
making-
time all these years?
Why is that guy not making movies anymore?
I think the ego's gotten the best of him.
I remember
He thinks he's bigger than he is. That's the problem. He wants to make these $100 million blockbusters, but nobody wants.
he
to do
made
that.
this own biography / movie about himself.
Yeah, a movie
GVCT.
within the movie, starring himself as himself.
That's egotistical.
Did I blow your
a little
mind
bit.
yet, people?
And I remember seeing him in the Expendables, and that last scene, and when Sylvester walks out, and he's got a bag with his fucking head in it. I'm like, really? That's the ending of the movie? He just drops it like here, and he just walks away. I was like, what the fuck? How can you put guys like Bruce Willis, Arnold, Sylvester Stallone, fucking Chuck Norris? That's the cast in that movie is fucking retarded.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren, Jet Li,
Couture,
Randy Couture,
Statham.
Yeah, Jason Statham. Yeah, the new breed. Yeah,
that's a guy that
the new breed of action stars.
I think could have made it a lot bigger than he could have broken out as an actor slash act. He could have been the next action hero.
Well, I think he is, isn't he?
But he kind of dulled down after The Transporter. Like he made.
Well, yeah, he's done a lot of movies that nobody's really. There's done like The Mechanic, and he did. Another one where he's Jason Jack something, or I forget Jack Reacher, or no, that's Tom Cruise as well.
He made
Another
a movie.
One of those.
He made a movie where he's like an assassin of some sort, and then he tries to. It's him and there's another actor, a British slash Scottish actor. I forget the fucking name, but I remember he made this movie Crash. You ever see this movie?
Crash.
Is it Crash?
The original, the first one, or the one that won the Oscar?
No, maybe it wasn't Crash. Yeah, Crash. Fuck.
Because there was there was Crash, which was a dirty, weird, crazy movie.
Crank. It's right there.
Yeah, Jason Statham.
Where he falls out of the sky and falls onto a car at the end and dies, but then in the second one they fucking revive him. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah. They're pretty nuts.
Falls out of the fucking plane, no parachute. He just falls onto a car, dies because you're dead if you.
You're supposed to die.
But he's got this artificial heart of some sort, I believe, and then in the second one they just fucking zap him and then he's back. And he's on this. Anyway, it's a most ridiculous fucking movie ever.
Yeah, the first one was fun. The second one was a little ridiculous. But I thought, I mean, I still think Jason Statham kind of is the next action star. I mean, unless you're maybe throwing in The Rock in there now, who's probably maybe surpassed him. But I'm looking here at the list here on IMDb. These are all his movies, right? He's done just since 2010. Did 13, didn't see Expendables.
Tell me,
we saw that. The Mechanic.
Why does it say he's in Fast and the Furious 6 uncredited?
Furious 6, apparently I don't know, I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and he's going to be in the 7th. They're going to make a 7th Fast and Furious.
That's another franchise that they just keep putting. But you know what? Honestly, I heard the Fast and Furious 6 is the.
They've been getting better.
The fifth one
was actually not too bad.
I think the fifth one was. If you take the first,
was the first one with The Rock was the 5th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one, and it actually wasn't that bad compared to all the other ones before. Not that I saw the
things I heard about the 6 were amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, some say it's the best of all the. It's not.
My 13-year-old cousin said it was the best movie ever.
Oh well.
So if that hasn't sold you on it,
there you go. Fuck that. So why we were talking about Arnold?
You
know what else he's doing?
I don't even know how
he's doing a fucking Conan movie called King Conan.
Really?
Yeah. And he's playing Conan again, Arnold.
Man.
There's pictures. Google that shit. Google the King Conan. There's a picture of him sitting on this throne. It's retarded. It looks like, because as a kid growing up, I remember watching Conan, and it was the most badass fucking movie. Is it maybe not? Maybe it's not called King Conan. Is it King Conan?
I don't know. We're gonna find it. IMDb has everything.
Just go Arnold, and he's.
There's back in the day, Conan.
That was badass, though. That was like his first big breakthrough movie, where he still didn't really know how to speak English.
Yeah, you're still talking like that, right? I remember those movies back in the day. I actually saw them in French at a friend's house. He was really into the Conan movies.
In French?
And it didn't make a difference whether you were watching it in English and French, because,
The only movie that's better in French than it is in English, do you know what it is?
No, don't tell me Slapshot, because it's not true.
You don't think it is?
It's not true.
I don't think I've ever seen the English version, to be honest.
Oh, well then how can you even say that?
No, I've seen the English version.
I've seen the French version. It's funny.
It's funny.
But what's so funny about the English version is that there's English and French. So you get the two.
Did that movie basically every scene was filmed in English and in French? Because there's no, it's not subbed, is it?
No. It's the French hockey players speak it in French to each other at parts, or they speak English with their French accents, and that's what also makes it funny. So if they're all just speaking French because it's the French translation of the movie, how do you get? The jokes aren't the same. Like, you're missing out on some of the humor.
I guess the way they talk in the French one makes me laugh.
But yeah, I mean, it's because it's the Quebecois French, and those are much better than. Imagine if they translated Slapshot in, Parisian French.
Yeah, that wouldn't make.
No,
that wouldn't work.
Wouldn't have gone over so well.
That would have been sad. And it's a lot of French movies now, I think, are getting translated in Quebec French instead of
for the Quebecers at least.
I think price-wise, it's better for them. And I don't know if you know, but GSP is going to be one of the voices in the French version of. That's the badass picture right there.
Go.
See that? That's badass right there.
That's what the knee pads kind of looks like. He's in Tron.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the glow, the reflection there. Yeah, he's kind of looking like he's. Yeah, but he's looking good with the beard, like Grizzly Adams.
Apparently, it's like an after. Like a later in life type thing. I think he's going to be the old Conan.
Conan settled down after retiring. He's got grandkids running around. All you kids, slow down. Stop running. My head is killing me.
The last movie I wanted to see with him was that movie where he's like a deputy and it's just like...
The Last Stand with Johnny Knoxville.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I watched that one. It's a pretty ridiculous, fun action movie, and he's shooting people with shotguns at close range, so they're blowing back. It's got all the good stuff you want in an action movie.
And it's got Johnny Knoxville.
He's got some good lines, and he's funny. We all like him.
Do you know what I discovered a few weeks ago, which I love? I love watching Nitro Circus. You ever watch Nitro Circus?
Have you seen the Nitro Circus 3D, the movie?
I watch it on 3D.
You've seen it in 3D?
No, I've seen it here. You saw it in 3D?
Yeah, no. I can't. My head explodes if I watch it.
I'm going to watch this.
Watched it a couple of times on Netflix and told all my friends to watch it because it was so freaking awesome.
What the fuck? There's a few things in that blows my mind, but one of the things is that the guy's brother, he jumps the fucking semi truck and he flips it. And he just like flips it and like destroys the shit out of it.
Yeah,
it's like,
and this is a 16-wheeler with a trailer. No, minus the trailer. Sorry, minus the trailer because that would just be insane.
He jumped it like far. He went airborne for like I'd say 3-4 seconds. It was slow mo on video. Maybe it was a lot more, but when he just. At the end, he just missed it by this much, and it just fucking and he flipped it, and the guy walked out. That's what's most amazing is the guy just goes, "Yeah, I'm okay. No, I'm good."
Yeah, all those stunts that nobody got really seriously.
The guy in the wheelchair.
Although there's a few injuries. Yeah,
the guy in the
wheelchair hitting the big air.
He flips when they do the loop.
He just.
I watched that back and forth. Me and my girlfriend. I was showing her and. Estrada, is it Estrada the guy?
Travis Pastrana.
Estrada. And he's got the foam. He's got the foam thing where the guy's landing right here, and for some reason he throws it.
Yes.
And then he fucking lands right on the wood. Oh my god! I'm like, you're already in a fucking wheelchair. Like nothing else. But it's great. They have a season 1.
Yeah, I've never really watched the TV show much, but I was bored, and Netflix,
I downloaded it season 1, but the quality is horrible, so I didn't really start watching it. And I don't think it's as good as the movie. I think the way they built the movie was you
got the best of the best there. Just like the Jackass movies all had the best stunts. The shows were great, but the movies had the big stunts.
But the difference between this and Jackass is that Jackass, they're just goofing around. Like they'll shit somewhere. These guys are doing stunts. If they miss, they die.
Well, yeah, exactly. And that's how they had described it at the beginning, right?
Like, Channing Tatum is in the movie, which my girlfriend is in love with, by the way.
Aren't we all?
When I told her, hey, I started watching this thing, and she's like, Channing Tatum's in it. And she thought he was doing stunts. She's like, what? I'm like, no. He's just doing commentary in it, and it's a big thing. I mean, they fucking flip their bikes and their 4-wheelers and shit like that, and they keep doing it over and over and over again until they get it right. And it blows my mind. I'm thinking, man, when they fucking did that skidoo, that snowmobile on the water.
Yes.
Oh my god, like what? They got a lot of money. if you think about it. You know that place in Panama where they're shooting? They're in the resort, and at the end, the guy skids off the water.
Yes.
And he flips. They own that resort.
They own the resort.
It's a nitro circus resort.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Pastrada apparently owns that resort, and they just do a bunch of stunts because apparently most of their stunts are illegal in the States, so they go down to Panama to do their stunts.
Yeah, well, yeah, they described it in the movie. I didn't realize they actually decided to just buy the whole resort and make life a lot easier for themselves, I guess, in the long term. That means we could expect a lot more stunts, I guess, over the years.
Yeah, one where they jump from one fucking skyscraper to the other
to the next,
skyscraper.
Yeah. On the big wheel.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, those super big wheels they got.
That first thing I Googled after I watched that movie is like, where can I buy a big wheel? Like, I want to get myself a adult big wheel and bring it somewhere and just start doing stunts in my backyard here in my parking lot.
I think Travis Pastrana is making those custom. I think those are custom made for him. I don't know if you can get those at Toys R Us.
That guy is in bad shape, though. Yeah. He's got broken bones after broken bones. That's why he doesn't stunt the dirt bikes anymore. That's why he races cars, because he can't do it anymore. He fucked up his body really, really bad. Anyway, so
it's extreme.
Jesus, we got on
extreme sports from Arnold to.
Yeah, but I thought
Nitro
I thought about
Circus.
Netflix because I thought about
Netflix is great. Lately, though, the last couple of months haven't been updating with as much good new content, but the TV shows have improved. But I got spoiled. I cheated, and I was able to get the U.S. Netflix for a while.
I have it on my...
It still works, so you have to show me.
Don't tell anybody.
You have to show me how to do that.
I do it on my Apple TV.
Apple TV.
Yeah. I tried it on my iPad.
Yeah.
It worked, but it slowed down my connection on iPad.
Yes.
So I fucked that. So then I tried it on my Apple TV, and it didn't slow down my connection.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got all these shows. But you know what I use Netflix for? I don't even use Netflix. My son uses Netflix.
Yeah.
He sits there. He's like, I want this. All right. So now on the American, he found out all these other cartoons that the Canadian version didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, fuck, let's just sit down and stuff. I'm moving out of frame here.
Let's just smoke a joint and watch SpongeBob, Dad.
Yeah, for the longest time during around last Christmas, that was his favorite TV show, was SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob, yeah.
Which I didn't mind him watching, because then I'd be like, let's see what this is all about. Because I never really watched SpongeBob. And then I started watching. I'm like, this is fucking.
It's not bad. It's not The Simpsons. It's not South Park, but it's okay. It's got its moments. That Adventure Time, I've actually watched that. I had a friend's daughter was into that, and it's pretty. It's kind of out there. It's for kids, but it's got a good moral to it.
Holy shit! I heard somebody talk about that.
Adults and college kids and stoners, like it a lot.
Apparently, it's like kids can watch it and they don't get all the innuendos, but
kind of thing. Yeah, but there's also lessons to be learned to teach the kids. It's not just pointless. There is a moral to each story.
And now, is this a cartoon?
Yeah, cartoon.
I've never. Where does it play?
I think it's one of those. I think those cartoon channels that the kids watch.
Really?
Show it. Yeah. I watch everything on the internet, man. I don't have cable.
You don't have cable?
Internet.
You stream everything?
Stream, download, Netflix, or you just go to the globaltv.com and you can watch your latest episode of Saturday Night Live right there.
You still watch Saturday Night Live?
Oh yeah, since I'm a kid, I've always watched. I think I've seen every episode since like '88.
It's decline or?
It's been a roller coaster over the years, up and down. I think it's been pretty good the last few years. I've liked it. I've enjoyed it a lot more the last few years than the years before.
The cast is like fucking. They're not next year.
Next
they're not
season,
gonna have anybody.
No,
the guy that used to do that did the new
Bill Hader
weekly update.
Well, weekend update. I think he's back for one more year before he takes over for Jimmy Fallon. Seth Meyers, right? He's taking over Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon's taking the Tonight Show.
I watched the season finale this year, and the way they made it look like he wasn't coming back.
Since you got Fred Armisen, I know is gone. Bill Hader's gone, and that's gonna suck.
The only guy
great. And Jason Sudeikis, I think, is gone. He's good too.
He's not gone.
I think he will be gone.
Fuck no. If he's gone, he's my favorite.
He's your favorite, Jason Sudeikis? Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis by far on Saturday Night Live. And in the last generation of crew is my favorite guy. Him and Armisen. He's the guy that does. He did Obama for a while.
He did Obama before the Jay Farrow. Yeah, before they found an actual black guy to do Jay.
Sorry, black guys. But Jay Farrow was a fucking amazing though. When he comes.
He did He's a great impressionist, but he has some pretty good comedy timing too. But I don't know, maybe they don't trust his acting. I don't know what it is, but they don't use him as much as they should. No, he's had some great moments.
He's not as versatile as all these other guys.
But mind you, neither is Kenan Thompson. I like him though. But every character he does essentially ends up sounding the same after a couple of sentences. He goes back, but he's good. But
He's
yeah,
been there for.
but I mean, Jay
years
Farrow
now.
does actual voices. You know, when he does Denzel, he sounds like Denzel.
Oh, everything. He did this. He did this Jay-Z skit.
Jay-Z,
I remember,
Beyonce,
and he sounds exactly the same with Prince.
with
It's the Prince one that just creeps out from the
With
back.
Prince, yeah.
It's the creepiest. I remember. Yeah, and
That was a good episode.
you know, one of the my favorite sketch, me and my girlfriend, is that the one with the big black guy. What's his name? You just named it. I forget.
Kenan Thompson.
Yeah, he does the "What's up with that?"
What's up with that?
Dude,
What's up with that?
Jason Sudeikis has the Adidas tracksuit.
Yeah, and he's just doing the Running Man.
And Bill Hader does the guy from what's that group? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's from Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac. And he never gets to talk, and then he gets pissed off, and he's always
Lindsay
like,
Buckingham. Oh,
yeah.
we forgot you again. You know you're my best friend. You come back next week? Okay.
Yeah, that's fucking. I still watch Saturday Night
But
Live.
yeah, love SNL and Netflix, especially the U.S. one. You can go back to the 70s and watch them all.
Yeah.
And I went from
It's hard,
the
man.
late 80s when they brought in Mike Myers and Dana Carvey.
Yeah.
And Phil Hartman, started watching from there. And it caught up on all the episodes I hadn't watched over the years. And I think I've seen every episode over. For
think
now,
they're-
it's been 20 some odd years. Some good stuff. Good memories.
There's no, like, I can't name any generation of where it peaks. It's like they got Myers, they had Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy.
Going way back. He wasn't there very long. Everyone
No,
forgets that, though.
but,
he made it big fast.
Yeah, because of the movie, I guess, when he got into Beverly Hills Cops,
Oh.
148 Hours
Oh,
and stuff
yeah,
like that.
Coming to
And
America, all
then
those
they
movies.
had the early 90s, and then Will Ferrell.
Early 90s was, a lot of people say, the peak. When
You think?
Mike Myers and Dana Carvey and Adam Sandler and Chris
Yeah.
Farley, Phil Hartman, Kevin
I think that
Nealon,
all the-
Chris
yeah.
Rock, they were all there.
And they all made it big, that's the thing.
That's it. Yeah.
They had Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
He was great. I love his sense of humor. Not many people do, though. Not as many people,
You have
I
to
guess,
be
as-
a lot of. You have to
like-
be open to, I guess.
It's
Be able to laugh at anything.
I don't know. Maybe it's because he's got that. He is Canadian, and it's that Canadian in him, that
But you
that
know
dry
what?
humor. And
I think he was a little bit. His humor was a bit more advanced for his time.
little
If he
bit.
was peaking nowadays,
Yes.
he wouldn't be dirty enough, or he wouldn't be. He'd be like, yeah, he's all right. Like, you got fucking comics now that are out of this world. The stuff they talk about, but it's fucking funny, and you're like, Jesus, I can't believe he went there. But I'm the type of guy that I don't give a fuck. You can talk whatever the fuck you want to talk about, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
there's the
laugh.
others that just say shit for the sake of it, like Bob Saget, for example, and he gets by on the fact that Danny Tanner's swearing and saying dirty stuff, but there's no substance to anything he says. It's
None
just
at all.
dirty words.
I watched
and
one of
after
his
you get over the
specials.
novelty of Danny Tanner swearing, it becomes really
Because
boring.
if he'd never done Full House, he'd just be a guy just swearing on TV.
Exactly.
But everybody knows him as Danny Tanner. It's just like squeaky clean guy, and now all of a sudden he's saying vaginas and pussies and cunts.
yeah, and talking
on
about the
TV.
Olsen twins.
Yeah, that's like in a
saying
very
some dirty
inappropriate
stuff
way,
about those twins.
But I've never been a real big fan. But there's other guys out there that I listen to, and I'm not saying you have to be dirty to be funny, because I listen to a lot of guys that aren't that dirty. But the thing they talk about is either provocative or in like, holy shit, like, did you really just say that? And it was yeah.
Well, like Jimmy Carr, really offensive. It can be really dirty, but funny. Man, is he funny.
He has a special. I don't fucking remember what, but everything he talked. I saw a skit about him when he is on he comes to the Dirty Show.
Does he? I don't know if I was going to ask if he was here. I think he's here this year for.
He wasn't here for the last couple of years, but a few years back,
appropriate talk.
He was. I remember seeing the first time I really noticed him was on Just for Laughs, like on the comedy niche, and he was clean for the TV show,
For the TV, yeah.
And then I saw him on the Dirty Show. Is it the Dirty?
The Nasty Show.
The Nasty Show. Sorry, the Nasty Show. And holy fuck, I'm like, really, this guy? And I'm like, I gotta do more research about this guy. But I think there's a lot of comedians out there that people stray away. I think they start listening and like, oh, this guy. But fuck, man, if you're able to take it to that, people need to realize when you're going to see a comedy show or a comedian, like, you got to go in there saying, whatever I hear tonight, whatever is being said, this guy's a comedian. and I'm here to laugh. Like, you gotta go in there with an open mind. I can't get the people that go in there and then somebody says something offensive and they freak out. They
booing and hissing the comic, really heckling the comic over a joke.
Going to a fucking comedy show.
What were you expecting? If you're ever bored and want to see comics really get the last word when it comes to assholes like this in a crowd, just Google a comic heckler, anything, the combination of heckler, comedian, heckler, and you'll get some awesome comebacks from the comedians who just put these people in their place. Like Jimmy Carr, we brought up, for example, who's got a few really good ones.
Yeah.
I think he's got a montage. He's had so many captured on camera that he's got a full montage of him talking back to hecklers. But exactly, I forget who it was that exactly said that. But yeah, why are you coming to see this show? What were you expecting? I mean, this isn't
like the minute he's like Jim Carr has a lot of rape jokes and maybe stuff like that. And you're okay, rape is nothing to laugh about, but you're going to a comedy show. The guy is trying to make people laugh. It doesn't fucking matter what he talks about. He's a comedian. He's being funny.
That's his job, to make you laugh.
I honestly believe I'm not saying they should have carte blanche to say whatever the fuck they want, but you're going to see a comedy show. If this guy's turning this into a funny thing and people are laughing and one person is hissing and shit like that, I mean, why not? Why fuck not, you know? It's, I mean, not everything is to laugh about, but no, holy fuck, man. I mean,
listen, in context, you know, everything can be, we don't have to, within context, you don't have to analyze everything and break it down as if it's offensive, and you don't have to be politically correct 100% of the time when you're going to a comedy show, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, but here's my thing. My thing with myself as well is that it doesn't just extend to, I'm very, I guess the way I talk and the things I talk about, I have a hard time. The more I go along in life, I have a hard time with censorship of anything. If I feel like talking about something or saying something, I'm old enough to be able to go, I said that because I wanted to say it. And I don't give a fuck what you think. That's my point of view, and I'm not going to change it because you're ooh and ah about the fact that I have a point of view about a subject that is either, you know, people tend to be like, ooh, yeah, you can't go there.
It's tough. I mean, when you're somebody who, I'm sure you're a lot like me, you'd have to go really far for you to go too far. You know, as far as offending me, it'll take a lot. And I guess it's only when it's personal and sincerely cruel or sinister, or when you're picking on someone that's truly innocent and defenseless, maybe then. But
well, I mean,
like I said, within context, you're going to a comedy show, and if you're making a joke about, mentally ill, or the physically incapable, or however, what's the politically correct way to say physically handicapped? You know what I mean? And it's these kind of things. Like, should we have to worry about that? You know, when I'm saying physically handicapped or handicapped, now it's turned into this. There's this stigma attached to it.
There's things that aren't right, though. I'm not going to point and laugh to somebody that's in a wheelchair.
No, but that's it. But within that context, exactly, you wouldn't laugh and point. But within a comedy show where the point is to say these absurd things, to just open your mind and make you realize that it's the little things in life sometimes are the moments that we don't stop and appreciate, you know, so much, and then we bicker over the stupidest stuff. And if you can laugh about certain things that are so grave then and horrible, then when something does happen to you, you do have that ability to brush things off and not let them get to you at a certain level. Whereas some are just so offended by everything, because you live in this bubble, whether it's because you're religious or conservative or whatever the case may be. And of course, these things will offend you because you've lived within this bubble. But those people aren't going to go to a Jimmy Carr show.
No, of course not. But there's people out there that let's take it to a different level. Like I said, I wouldn't be fucking. I wouldn't look at a mentally disabled person and just make fun of him and call him, like, I wouldn't point at something, you're a fucking retard. Like, what the fuck? Like you like, I wouldn't do that. That's being mean. And if I saw somebody else doing that in a malicious way, like on the side of the street, like yelling or beating up a fucking, I'd be like, dude, like that's not right. Like, I would stop it. In a comedic environment, like you said, a stand-up, but as a person, like, I'll give you an example. Like you said, there's people that get offended by fucking everything. Like, listen, I smoke weed, you smoke weed. Some people, you say the word marijuana, and either if I'm at work and I'm talking to somebody,
you might as well be shooting heroin as far as they're concerned.
What the fuck? Yeah. And then you say something. not only that, maybe a bad example. I have a hard time with people that I don't have a problem with your point. You have your own point of views. I don't have a problem with that. I have my own point of views about everything in the world. But I'm fucking open to listening to your point of view. But if I don't agree, I'll be like, dude, I don't agree with that. But yeah, I get why you see it that way. Some people have their own point of view, and anything outside those fucking point of views, it's like the devil.
Yep.
So they live in this bubble, and everything that they don't agree with, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about. Don't talk about that.
Yep. I've got some great examples. Yeah.
Really, like seriously, you're that. I'm sorry, but you're that fucked up that you wouldn't even accept me. You wouldn't even listen to my point of view and me talking about something, maybe showing you a different way of seeing these things. No, you're not going to listen to that. No, I got my mind is set, and that's it. I cannot stand people, because I'll be honest, I've had views on things and then listened to many people talk about this point of view, and then I like, you know what, I'm going to change my point of view on that. I think I've seen it all wrong. But some people, and it drives me insane.
I know. I mean, not to pick on the religious, but I've had a couple of conversations that were really fun over the last few weeks or couple months with a couple of religious people, and somebody in their early 20s and somebody in their late 60s, my aunt. So they're both very religious and against the idea of the theory of evolution. And
oh shit, yeah. Evolution.
And I can forgive my aunt. She's religious, and
yeah.
that's fine. I mean, now
she believes in the Adam and Eve.
Yeah, Adam and Eve and whatnot. And she's from that generation. It's not that long ago that people really, like, the church was everything, right? I mean, we can go back to when our parents were in school and being taught by nuns and brothers.
My grandparents were the same way, and I think my mom is some sort of the same way. And I don't shit on that.
That's fine. I can respect that. But to say that they just dismiss anything that they don't believe in, and I can listen to that. I mean, I've gone to school. I am Catholic. I mean, I know all the stories. We've been taught the Bible and whatnot, so I can appreciate the values and the values of those stories and whatnot, and the lessons they teach you. But to dismiss science and discoveries and things like evolution and scientific fact, and the response I got from the younger person that I spoke to, the woman, a girl I work with who's in her 20s, said, well, it's called the theory of evolution. I said, no, well, it's Einstein's theory of relativity. Doesn't make it a hypothesis. It's not the hypothesis of evolution. It's the theory of evolution because it's a scientific term to explain it. Oh. And dismissing
this was the young person.
This is the young person, and the same thing when it came to homosexuality. Completely against it. And I know
the young person was.
Yeah. So I was very surprised on both sides of the scale, whereas my aunt at least could talk to. I could actually talk about it.
I started this story off by thinking your aunt was the person against it, and the young person.
They both are. They both are. But just to say, I've had two separate conversations with both of them. Whereas at least with my aunt, was a little more open to talking about it.
Yeah.
And at least I could understand. Like I say, she's almost 70 years old. I can understand why she would believe these things. She's not going to change her mind now when she's 70.
You're not going to teach an old dog new tricks.
Exactly.
I'm not calling your aunt a dog.
No, but
you know what I mean?
Point taken.
It's like.
But this 20-something-year-old girl who's just completely convinced that evolution isn't a real thing. I mean, these people exist.
In this day and age with the internet,
exactly.
Google shit.
Google it, man. Go on Wikipedia and look it up. So, really? But yeah, very dismissive to any argument that I had, and I didn't even get into dinosaur talk with her, which is a shame because I was totally going to talk about dinosaurs.
I think the religion aspect of everything is quite a concept I don't fucking get. I was having this conversation with I think it was my girlfriend. We were talking a few weeks back, and I was saying I've never seen anybody really discover I'm sure it's been discussed many times, but you have all these people, they go to war for their beliefs, especially religiously. Either if you're Jewish, if you're a Christian, if you're Muslim, either or. They all believe in their system and their religion. They go to war for it. They'll defend it till death. Some people, not everybody. But they never take a look at somebody. It's like, okay, I'll take it for example. Totally, you're Jewish and I'm Christian, right? And I discount your religion, and you discount my religion, let's say, for example. But at the end of the day, when we look at each other, we're fucking the same, no? Do I look like a dinosaur to you? Do I look like an alien to you? We look like human beings. We have flesh, bones, eyes, mouth, and we all look similar except for the color of our skin.
Some are better looking than others.
I don't really care what you yeah, exactly. Okay, sorry. Yes. But back to my point. Fucker. It's the fact is that just by looking at other people, I don't really care what you believe in, but people need to realize it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong about your God. That at the end of the day, if it's a God or if it's evolution or if it's anything, if we look at each other as humanity, you can get to the conclusion that we're all from the fucking same place. We all look the same, similar. We all walk on 2 feet for most of us. You know what I mean? We all have these different aspects, except for, like I said, the color of our skin. Because you can get a white person and a white person that totally are against their religion. Is like I said, like either you're Jewish or Christian and stuff like that. I'm not a religious person. I'm not a organized religion person. I believe that there is maybe a greater power of some sort that makes this crazy world go around, but you can't discount evolution. You can't discount all these facts. And when we say fact, it's fucking fact. Like, people need to look at the evidence.
Yeah.
And a lot of those religious nuts, I'll call them nuts, they don't look. They take what's in account what was written in a book 2,000 years ago. Yeah. Not forgetting the fact that this book was written in a language that doesn't exist anymore, and it's been brought down and rewritten about 1,000, I don't know how many thousands of times. So, as human beings, being liars and exaggerators, how the fuck you don't expect that story to change? Yeah. From 2,000 years ago to now that it's been written in the English language or into a language that's we can easily understand. Yeah. Like, maybe he walked on water now, but maybe back then he just basically walked through a puddle. Yeah. Through the language and through the barriers, he fucking walked on water. I'm not like, listen, anybody that believes in God, and listen, I'm not discounting your religion. Sorry, I'm not making fun of it, but I'm to the other side, it's like you're believing a book. You're believing in something that you can't 100% prove because you've never seen it. You've never been there. You've never lived there. So it's like, and I can't discount it 100% because me neither. I've never lived it, and that's why I believe in the term. Have you ever heard of the term agnostic?
Yeah,
that's what I am.
Exactly. I think using the term. Saying that you're atheist means that you can totally prove that God isn't real, right? Yeah. And like you say, whereas we can't prove every fact to every behind every story and whatnot, we can't prove that it doesn't exist either, that something didn't happen. Yeah. So to say that you're atheist, you don't believe in it, you don't think there's a God. To say you're agnostic is that I don't believe in a God, but I'm not. My ego's not big enough to discount and dismiss the fact that there might be one. I just don't understand.
There's so many fucking theories.
I don't think we as humans have the capacity to understand it.
You think like there's so many theories, and a lot of the theories when it comes to evolution is that one moment, the world was as big as a pin of this pen right here, and then it exploded and it created an infinite universe, the Big Bang Theory. Yeah. But there's other people that I've read lately that say the universe was never created that way. It's just existed forever. And I'm like, the term forever that's one term that doesn't make sense to me. There has to be a beginning somewhere. And that's where I sometimes...
That's when I get headaches, when I start thinking about that kind of stuff.
That's where I think I'm not saying someone like God, somebody with a big beard and a big long robe is sitting there and just said, you know what, I'm going to take 7 days out of my life and I'm going to build this universe and this world and these people. But maybe there is a different... how do you call it? Deity? They call it deity. And that does basically, has to be, in my opinion, a start to all of this. And one day there'll be an end to all this, and then there'll be a start. Some people also believe in multi-universe, where they think that every possible outcome is being lived. So that's also very possible, parallel universe and stuff like that. And that a lot of people believe also that we just keep redoing this life until we get it right. So you keep reliving the same life until you get it right.
Wasn't that like how the Matrix ended? Wasn't that the whole thing? Neo discovers that he's been doing this over and over again?
I think the Matrix...
I didn't like the ending, so I don't like that. I like the multiverse.
You know what? The Matrix, the way it was... ended is that
it ended horribly is how it ended.
It basically was a computer program, and that it was just a different version. They just keep going through versions and living through the different versions. And then that version was just basically Neo had existed in all the 6 or 7 previous versions, and it was just ended the same way. And then they were just the engineer was just gonna recreate it and then just basically shoot it into the Matrix.
Yeah.
That's fucked up crazy if you think about it, though. If you sit there and you smoke a lot of weed and you sit down and think about it, there's a lot of people that believe in that this life we live is a fucking is somebody playing out like a how do you call it, like the digital reality.
Really? No, that's
fucked up.
That's too far out there for me.
You think it's too far
out there? That's
too
far out there, man. Digital reality, come on.
Come on. I really think that...
You're not plugged into a pod somewhere in some hatch on a spaceship.
But you think that that this has been all done before?
No.
You don't think?
I don't know. I don't know what I think, but I don't know. That's not what.
If you believe in parallel universe, that means that if somebody believes in parallel universe, and like that means that every outcome has been played out before and is being played out.
I don't like that, because then everything's predestined, right?
Yeah, it's like
then we're just following this timeline.
Every simple possible equation is possible. That's pretty fucked up. That's too.
I'm gonna come up with a better version, better explanation to all of it. I'll get back to you the next episode. I'll write it down. I'll come with notes.
Lock yourself in a room.
Yeah, man.
With a bong.
Yeah, I got enough weed. I got enough weed to get by.
And come out with a new version of evolution.
12
and
pounds lighter, green-looking skin. I have the answers.
You have it.
I have them all.
Dude, you smell like weed. Like, yeah, I haven't showered in a week. I'm good. I'm all good.
It's good, man.
What about?
I don't even have to smoke anymore. Just
yeah.
All right.
You sweat it out.
Just sweat it out. That's it, man. Just recycling it.
What about?
I have showered. Okay.
I haven't. Actually, I went to the gym today. I didn't have a choice. What about this whole fucking train wreck that happened last week? That's fucking tragedy, isn't it?
Crazy shit. And headlines covered the newspaper. Looked like hell on earth.
Dude, it was CNN, like first page for days.
And how it takes big news to come out of Canada for it to make it CNN's homepage. Yeah.
33 dead, 17 missing. I read today.
Is that what the numbers are at now? It's a shame. It's absolutely horrible to think that these trains go through Montreal as well, right downtown.
Yeah. You know what scares me the most?
This could have happened
is that
anywhere,
this train was unmanned. That this person, I'm not blaming the guy, the conductor. I'm not blaming him. Somebody has to take the blame. The company or the guy that was driving the train that put on those air brakes. So for people that don't know, basically is that this train was parked about, I don't know how many feet away from the city, like just outside of town. And the guy, apparently there was a fire that day on the train, and they stopped it and in the evening, and they parked it. And the guy went about his business. Okay, he put on all the air brakes, which is there apparently numerous air brakes. This is what I'm reading. This is I might not be 100% accurate, but this is what I read. He put on all the brakes apparently, and then went out and said, "Tomorrow we'll just keep going," wherever they were going. And apparently either one of the brakes malfunctioned or he didn't put them on properly. And the train was parked on a slight incline, and it just started moving, picking up speed. And when it got to the town, there was a curve. It just didn't make it. It crashed into this fucking downtown area, basically, into this. There was people there. It crashed in this next to this bar / place where people were there partying or drinking, about 50 people.
Yeah, a little hot spot downtown where there's live musical acts and whatnot. And actually, I think when there was a popular artist, a musician,
and they say these people were just vaporized. They said it was like instant. Like these people were there drinking beer one day, and then boom, the next second it was done.
To see that word, vaporized. It was just
when I saw it on CNN. That word, it was. I'm like, what are you talking about, vaporized? Like that's like sci-fi shit.
Like this is this was intense, and that's why I say. I mean, this happened in a small town, and it's horrible because it affects the entire community.
There was 6,000 people that live there. Like I'm from a town that has 5,000 people. I can imagine that where I'm from, 50 people died from this huge train crash, which made the world news, and it burnt for like 48 hours or some shit like that. Like 2 days it took for it to and it destroyed a huge section of the downtown / town area. I'm from a town that's about the same size. I can imagine there's a man that lost.
It's going to affect pretty much everybody in that town, right?
No,
I mean, if there's 50 people out of 5,000, chances are those 50 people have a connection to everybody in that town.
You know what I kept thinking about is that night when it happened, I'm pretty sure that every resident of that town was up. Nobody was sleeping that night.
No.
That's fucked up. I saw a video of this guy that shot about a 10-minute video. Came out a few days ago, and he was shooting like minutes after it happened, I think, and you could still see explosion after explosion.
Wow.
After fire was humongous, and you could hear it was like a whistling noise, and then there was boom, and it was just fucking a pile of like just a big cloud of smoke and fire, and then a few minutes later, same thing, it would just keep bursting and. But I was like, dude, it's fucking retarded. The fact that what kills me is that if this guy went on and did all his breaks, shouldn't there be somebody behind him making sure that he did it right? Yeah. It doesn't matter if the guy has 20. I don't know anything about the guy. I'm making these numbers up. It doesn't matter if this guy had 10 years on the job or 30 years on the job. You're parking a train with crude oil next to a fucking town with people. You want to make sure this shit doesn't go anywhere. And guess what? It went somewhere. And it fucking crashed somewhere and killed people. Not only did it kill people, it fucking brought a town to its knees. It's crazy. Wow, an hour already. We're just going to keep going. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck.
Can I take a cigarette break?
Yeah, huh?
We should take a little break.
You should take a break?
We need some air, some water.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take
Time
a
for
break.
our sponsors.
Yeah, we'll take a break.
Potential sponsors.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Let's do it.
All right, thanks, Steph.
I'll cut it out. Yeah. All right.